Proud I am of the work you guys have done today. I ran around and saw each room helped people kind of break down arguments, but I saw some great critical thinking. I saw some teamwork. I saw people working together who didn't even know each other's names. That was wonderful and really kind of inspiring to see. So I hope you got as much out of the experience as we did. Now it's time that we begin our Awareness Summit. This is our first ever summit.
Did you announce Mr. Barshow's representative to the front, please?
I haven't announced any of them.
Oh.
Mr. Bartow's representative, come to the front, please.
Should I push start?
All right, as she gets settled in, let's continue. Over the past month, you guys have worked really hard on talking about all different aspects of modern-day slavery. You've been researching, analyzing, tracking the impacts of it, and then you've been comparing it over the past week to the life of Frederick Douglass. Today you had a chance to kind of put your own opinion in there and voice what you think about modern-day slavery. You were all broken into groups in smaller districts and asked to use resources to provide a one-minute argument regarding the following prompt. The complete elimination of child labor is an issue because there is no agreement on whether this is a desirable goal. Although there are many reasons why child labor should be eliminated, there are reasons for its continuation, which is why it continues to be debated. The students up here were not given a choice whether they were for or against modern-day slavery. Instead, they found out when they got to their groups and their teachers opened the envelopes. A lot of students struggled to come up with what they thought and what they felt, and then also what they were supposed to say. So we have to give everyone some credit for working through some difficult things. Representatives from each of your districts. You picked them to represent your voice, and now it's their time to do that. They're each going to get a turn to come up and persuade you to voice their argument using their emotions and their facts. Listen carefully, because in the end, it's all up to you. You will get a chance to vote for whether or not you believe in what they told you. Now I would like to introduce our moderator, Mr. Keenan.
Welcome to the first ever Raising Awareness Summit. Before we begin the debate today, I want to set some expectations for our audience. Things that are common sense that we all should know at this point about how to be a good audience. All right? When someone is up here talking, we expect everybody in the audience to be quiet. All right? Obviously, we expect that there's going to be no comments, no calling out, any of that kind of stuff when someone is up here presenting. Okay? You can applaud when the person has completed their statement. Okay, so please hold your applause if they're representing your district. By all means, applaud for them when they are done. But let's hold those applause until after that person has given their 1-minute speech. Okay. Let's make sure that we are respectful of the facility. That means we're not putting our feet on the backs of the chairs. Make sure that anything that we brought in here today, we carry out with us. Do not leave any trash here in the auditorium when we're done today. Okay? And other than that, let's enjoy it. Let's have a great summit, awareness summit and debate here this afternoon. Okay? So, a brief description of the format we're going to use today. We're going to go down through by category. Each district, guys, if I'm talking, you're not. Thank you. Each district will come up and they're going to have an initial 1-minute time period to present their side, either for or against the issue of child labor. And they're going to be presenting from their specific assigned viewpoint. Okay? After each side gets their 1-minute allotted time, we're going to then allow each side to have 30 seconds in a response to refute anything that the other side may have brought up in their 1-minute statement. Okay? So both sides are going to get a total of 1 minute and 30 seconds to present, and then 30 seconds to refute after the other side is presented, okay? We're going to go in this order today. We're going to go with cultural, and in a minute we'll be calling them up. But let me just do some introductions first so you know who's on stage with us. Cultural, from the opposing side of the issue of child labor will be Faith Brooker. And on the for side will be Eric Pilcher. Okay, give them a round of applause. From the humanitarian group against will be Lindsay Farmer, and for will be Wyatt St. Pierre and Valerie Marshall. From the environment point of view, we'll have Maggie Morneau on the against side and Morgan Griffin on the for side. The economic group, arguing from the against position will be Sarah Del Piana, and for will be Michael Peters. And the last group will be the government perspective, and that will be against will be Colin Sear, and for will be Eleanor Mallett. Speakers, you will be timed. You will have 1 minute. And I believe Mrs. Sunny will have the official time. We will not allow you to go over that 60 seconds, okay? So at the 1 minute mark, you're going to get the hook, okay? So you need to make sure you stay under the 1 minute. Audience, let's be respectful. I know you guys have done a lot of work today, but it takes a lot of guts for these kids to come up here and present in front of their peers like they're going to do right now, okay? So without further ado, let's begin with the against side, and I'll have Faith Brooker on the stage.
Good afternoon, my name is Faith Brooker, and I'm representing District. We were asked to look at the practice of child labor and how it damages and affects our society through the children's point of view. I'm here today to represent my district's beliefs and maintain order with our awareness. Child labor has been around for centuries. In the late 1700s and the early 1800s, factory owners found a new way to operate their machines. This controversial method was called child labor. Since that time, child labor and prostitution have grown to unproportional sizes. Now, more than ever, children are being used and transported around in the same conditions as farm animals. Working for dollars a day, children are forced against their own free will to work for their owner. Being taken away of their intellectual and physical freedom, they do not get the sufficient education they deserve. Slavery of all kinds has always been a problem and will continue to until it is stopped.
Arguing in favor is Eric Pilcher.
Good afternoon. My name is Eric Pilcher, and I'm representing District 12. We were asked to look at the practice of child labor and how it positively affects our society through the cultural point of view. I'm here today to represent my district's beliefs and maintain order within our awareness summit. Child labor. How many of you own Apple products? By show of hands. In some way, you have participated in child labor. You may be against it, but you don't know the full meaning of it. With all the bad things that child labor creates, there are also good things. Child labor may force kids to work, but creates good work ethic. Many countries can't afford to pay for child education. This makes it impossible for their country to do anything unless there are kids who work for money. As Frederick Douglass once said, no one is free until everyone is free. This means these kids are working together, showing work ethic that they haven't showed before to become one of us. Banning countries from child labor will create downward economic spirals for foreign countries. Countries need child labor. Let's keep moving on with this to make better generations to come.
Okay, Faith, this time you have 30 seconds if you'd like to reiterate or say anything again about your position or your side in response to what Eric just said. Okay. else to add?
Child labor helps in a lot of ways. These kids are working to become like what we are, and they're working to become one of us.
All right. Thank you very much. Have a round of applause. Okay, I'd now like to have, from a humanitarian point of view, arguing against the issue is Lindsay Farmer.
Good afternoon. My name is Lindsay Farmer, and I am representing District 3. We were asked to look at the practice of child labor and how it badly affects our society through the humanitarian point of view. I'm here today to represent my district's beliefs and maintain order within our awareness summit. Most of us would be horrified to be a child who is being held in slavery. Around 250 million children between 5 and 14 are being exposed to hazardous working conditions. Children working to collect recyclables at landfills get run over by dump trucks, losing hands, legs, and sometimes their lives. Factories are overcrowded with slaves, creating many different problems. People who are sick spread their sickness very quickly. Slaves even have to work under tables. Children are forced to work long shifts. They work from sunup to sundown with very low wages. It's common for girls to work 12 to 18-hour shifts and can't leave until they reach their quota. Some people argue that slaves are getting the right amount of pay in the country, but really they aren't paid enough to get what they need. Children at a young age should be able to let out their energy, not be held captive.
Okay, and arguing against the issue of child labor from the humanitarian point of view is Wyatt St. Pierre and Valerie Montgomery.
I'm here today to represent the district's beliefs and maintain order within our awareness summit. We, the members of District Z, think that it's okay to have child labor because only under certain conditions. Certain children must be at least 12 years old and cannot be moved out of their houses, country, or city without their consent. In a lot of families, they have to have as many family members help them with money.
The children have to be monitored and paid correctly. If children begin to work at a young age, they'll be able to build up their skills for when they're adults. Under all circumstances, children must be kept as safe as possible while doing their job.
Lindsay, would you like to have 30 seconds to answer any of the points that they made?
I just want to say that, like, a lot of us do, like, sports and stuff, but, like, we enjoy it and stuff, and it, like, can get you, like, scholarships and into college and stuff, and being held as a slave, you don't really get that opportunity, like a lot of other people do.
Wyatt and Valerie, would you like to add anything to your argument?
No.
Okay, one more round of applause for them. Thank you very much. Okay, arguing against the issue from the environmental point of view is Maggie Morneau.
Good afternoon. My name is Maggie, and I'm representing District 8. We were asked to look at the practice of child labor and how it negatively affects our society through the environmental point of view. I'm here today to represent my district's beliefs and maintain order within our awareness summit. About 250 million kids are exposed to pollution and harmful chemicals in the environment that affects their growth and health. Kids and adults face 43 or more hours a week and doing hazardous work. Kids that have to fish could drown or catch diseases from the water. Indoor air pollution is also harmful for the environment, women, and children. It causes lung cancer, pollution, and other diseases. Modern-day slavery is a major environmental issue.
And arguing in favor from the environmental point of view is Morgan Griffin.
Good afternoon. My name is Morgan Griffin, and I am representing the Environmental Group. We were asked to look at the practice of child labor and how it positively affects our society through the environmental point of view. I am here today to represent my district's beliefs in maintaining order with our awareness. Child labor is not always a bad thing, and is not always a bad thing in our community. In the appropriate environment, children can gain social skills and they work together to get their job done. Children can work and enjoy what they're doing and can get a better work ethic. In the forms of child labor, children always get their work done and never complain. Some people might say children don't get breaks and die of sickness and injury. This is true, but not in all work environments. Some people think child labor is bad, while some say it's good. But in most ways, it's better to have child labor than to abolish it.
Okay, Nancy, you have 30 seconds to answer any of those comments.
Okay, I'll say one thing. You said that they don't complain. Well, it's probably because they're scared too. Okay, that's it.
Okay, thank you. Morgan, do you want to respond to that, or do you want to add anything additional to your argument?
Children don't complain because they know if they want to get money for food or survive for any period of time, they know they have to work in order to get it.
All right, thank you very much. Another round of applause. Okay, now next up, arguing from the economic point of view against the issue is Sarah Del Piano.
Good afternoon. My name is Sarah Del Piana, and I am representing District 4 North. We were asked to look at the practice of child labor, and we are against child labor from an economic point of view. I am here to represent my district's beliefs. This soccer ball is something that someone bought for about $80. A little girl in Nepal probably got paid about 10 cents to make it. This shows how unfair and how unjust child labor is, because there are a lot of families and adults who live in poverty and need jobs. Child labor takes those jobs away from adults. Employees hire children because they work longer for less money and in worse conditions. This means adults can't get the money they need to support themselves and their family. Child labor is not only caused by poverty, it creates poverty. Illegal profits made by children working in unfair conditions amounts to about $32 billion.
Sarah, did you want to introduce your assistant? Okay, now arguing in favor of the issue from the economic standpoint is Michael Peters.
Good afternoon. My name is Michael Peters. I'm representing the economics group. We were asked to look at the practice of child labor and how it positively affects our society from the economic point of view. I'm here today to represent my district beliefs and maintain order within our awareness summit. How many of you wear shoes? I do. receive money, would you do whatever you wanted to? Would you do whatever you could? I would. I would go into child labor just so I could get some money to pay off my family. Also, you're building a lot of work ethic while you're working. And think about it. If you're homeless and you're working for a slave owner, and they give you a roof to live under while you work. So let's just think about that. And yeah, and so yeah.
Some of these cases are easier to argue than others. Let's see if Sarah has any rebuttal that she'd like to add for in the next 30 seconds.
The children don't, there can be other options that the children can have instead of working, and their parents being home, and it's, I don't think it's fair for children who aren't old enough, but I think that children's education should be.
Thank you. Michael, would you like to respond? You have 30 seconds. Michael, pass. Okay. Thank you very much. Let's have another round of applause. Okay, in our final group today, arguing from the governmental perspective against the issue is Colin Sear.
You can all hear me, right? Yeah. So, my name is Colin Sear, representing the district Beagles. I was asked to look at the practice of child labor, but I basically just did the education of it. So, around the world, there's a lot too many kids to count, but they're kept from getting a good education. In life, it's very important to have a good education. Without it, children won't be able to grow up and get jobs that they need, or jobs that need to be filled. Without education, you won't be able to make the right choices in life. In life, you need to know things like percents for like shopping or adding up for money, and without it, you're going to be hopeless. So again, without education, you won't be able to make it through life. Education is everything.
And now arguing in favor of the issue from the governmental point of view is Eleanor Mallet.
My name is Eleanor Mallet, and I am representing District 13. We were asked to look at the practice of child labor and how it positively affects our society through the government point of view. I am here today to represent my district's beliefs and maintain order with our awareness summit. Child labor is never a humane thing, but considering some people's situations, it is the ideal scenario. In some cases, like domestic servitude, it can provide shelter, food, water, and other necessities that someone may not have if they weren't enslaved. In some developing countries, child labor could actually help their economy by paying children lower wages. Child labor that involves less skill will encourage children to get an education and work for a higher skilled job. So in conclusion, child labor is not always a bad thing.
Colin, you have 30 seconds if you'd like to refute anything that was mentioned there by Eleanor.
Well, you were right. There are many good possibilities for that. But it's still not fair to the child to be working for someone. They should be working for themselves.
All right, thank you, Colin. 30 seconds if you'd like to add anything to your argument.
I just want to say that introducing children to the evils of what adults can do to children at a young age can build the child's motivation to not be one of those people when they
side, the for or against side. So you need to get your Chromebooks out. And what we would like you to do is you can access the survey either through Mrs. Tarr's portal or Mrs. Sennett's portal. There should be a link on both of those sites, either one will work, for you to take the survey and to go